Welcome everybody to ADH's movie review, The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I saw it earlier today, and let me tell you something, it was a pretty damn good movie. I think it goes along some of the Marvel ways that has been for the past several years, where the first movie is a damn near classic, but the second movie kind of dies off a little bit. But then you come back with the third movie. Now, Captain America was not like that. Captain America had a good first movie, a great second movie, and an epic third movie. So that one's a little bit of this. And same thing with Iron Man. I think Iron Man had a good first one and a great second one. And actually, the third one actually fell. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. The thing when you look at Thor and when you look at like the Avengers movies, I think that's kind of like where it's at. But anyway, the second movie, Volume 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, was, as I said, it was a good movie. I think it tugs at your heartstrings in some places. I think it's a lot about family. It seems like in this one. This one's a lot about family. You're gonna hear that word a lot in the movie. It's about family. I think it's about maybe blood versus water type of thing. Who exactly is your family, and who needs to be your family? I think like that. So I think all of that is great. Spoiler alert right here. Spoiler alert right here. If you don't want to hear anything that went on into the movie, you can stop right here and go back and watch some of my other videos, or wait for some of my other videos to upload later. But make sure you hit that subscribe button before you leave, and then you can come back to this and read the rest of my review. Those of y'all who want to continue here, let's continue on now. So it starts off with the Guardians of the Galaxy trying to collect a bounty for a race of people called the Sovereigns. And while they're fighting this big, crazy, nasty-looking thing with tentacles and everything like that, Groot has decided to plug in some music, and Groot just up to dance and everything, and this thing is fighting around, and he's just like beating them up for some reason. This baby Groot, I have no idea what the fuck he's doing. Why are you doing that? But but okay, whatever. That's what he's doing. So they take down this thing and they bring it in for the Sovereigns, and so and apparently the Sovereigns have a bounty that they want, and it's Nebula, the sister of Gamora. So she's like their captive. And so they take this thing down, they get Nebula, and Rocket, in his ways, steals like these little things, whatever the hell they're used for, steals them from them. So halfway, they halfway on their way, they've got a bunch of Sovereigns shooting at them and everything like that, and it's funny. It's kind of a chase. And then all of a sudden, the guy on a big egg ship just shoots them down. Shoots like 50 of them down. And then they fly into like this thing, and they do some turbo jumps through the universe, and they land somewhere. I don't know where, but they land somewhere. And the ship is busted and everything like that. And then the guy in the egg ship comes down, and it turns out to be Star-Lord's father, played by Kurt Russell. There are also some other cameos. Sylvester Stallone, Ving Rhames, Michelle Yeoh. So I think those are. I don't know if they're gonna do a movie about those people. That was one of the end scenes with those three. If it is, that could be that's very interesting. So I don't know, but we'll see. But that could be, oh boy, I don't know what they would call that, but That's some star power. Sylvester Stallone and Ving Rhames and everybody. Yeah. So anyway, getting back to that. So then the guy comes down and he turns out to be Star-Lord's father, and then like they talk to him about what happened and everything like that, and Star-Lord doesn't kind of believe it, but Gamora tells him, hey, listen, apparently he told a story about David Hasselhoff being he lied about David Hasselhoff being his father in school, so that he could so that's why he would tell people why he didn't have a father, because it was David Hasselhoff. And apparently Gamora loves that story, and but no, let's go and let's find off about your real father. And then they go off and they go on and they go into this area, and they go to this planet that's created by his father, and it's everything, and it's beautiful, and they start to learn about they start to learn about his heritage and everything like that. And a little bit to the side, he has this little sidekick who apparently can has the empathic abilities, so everything like that. So she has known a lot of feelings and everything like that. And Drax, I have no idea what the hell this this he just says the wildest shit, man. It's like Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. If you watch The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon, like the first 3 or 4 years, they had Sheldon just be like this, he's a smart dude, but he didn't understand sensory feelings or situations or anything like that. So he would just say what was on his mind, and that's the way Drax is. He would just say what was on his mind. So it was all throughout the thing is hilarious. He messes up words and sayings all throughout the movie. Dave Bautista just played I can see why he doesn't want to go back to WWE, because right now he can play Drax for the rest of his life. He can play Drax for the rest of his life. There's no need. He's damn near 50. There's no need. Just go ahead and continue to play Drax. Drax for the next 10 years. And you'll be set for life. The money you made in wrestling, the money you're gonna make from these movies. You got Guardians of the Galaxy 3. You got Volume 3 probably. You got what's the name? You got the 2 Avengers movies he's doing. There's no need for Batista to go back to wrestling. Okay, so then now let's go back a little bit, slide off a little bit. Talk about Sylvester Stallone. Apparently, he is like part of the Ravagers, and then there's Xanadu that, if you remember the villain, not the villain, but I guess he was a villain, but he was the all blue guy with the red thing on his head, and he was he would whistle, and then the thing would come out and kill people. That guy, Xanadu. I guess his name is Xanadu, right? I'm saying it right. So he would go out. So he was talking to Sylvester Stallone, and apparently they were upset that from what happened in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. They were upset and everything, and it was a big fight, and then all of a sudden, he kind of just tears into him. Sylvester does. His character tears into Xanadu and leaves him there, and then the other Ravagers, what they call, they're talking I wonder if we really should be, following Xanadu and everything like that. And they do all of this, and all of a sudden the Sovereigns and the Queen Sovereign comes, and so she has an offer for Xanadu, and the offer is to track down the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? So that's what they do. They find the Guardians of the Galaxy ship that crashed where Rocket is, and Rocket has he has set up traps. So that if somebody comes, bam, 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 taking them out, 10 at a time, just man. But then they catch up to him, and then he has to, they have him cornered, but they still have Nebula on the ship. They left Nebula on the ship to be guarded by Rocket, but there's David Groot, and David Groot, your person's gonna, your friend's gonna get killed if you don't untie me. And he, of course, unties her, and she takes out Xanadu and Rocket. They kidnap them, put them on that Ravager ship. And a great part of the movie is when there's a lot of funny moments in this movie. One of the funny moments is when when one of the new leader of the Ravagers takes over, and he's talking about this and this and this, and you never forget the name of Taserface. Taserface. And Rocket's laughing his ass off. Rocket goes, "But do you shoot tasers at your face?" No. Why the hell you call Taserface? It's just a stupid ass name. And then everybody starts going. All the other rappers start going. No, that's true. There's even a funny one where I'll jump a little bit here. So Rocket and Xanadu or Zandu, whatever his name is, I can't get his name right, but they are enclosed together, and Groot tries to go and get them out, and he does. He gets hurt with helping one of the guys who loyal to the man, to Zandu, and they get out and everything, and then they go around there, and he's got that whistle, and he's just having that whistle go through everybody like a hot knife through butter, and including Taserface. And then then he types in the thing, calls up the Sovereigns, and he tells them he lets them know where they're going to be, where they're going, which is they're going to the place where the other Guardians of the Galaxy is. And he says, "I just want you and your fellows, I just want your people and your queen to, when you kill them, to let them know that they should never crossed Taserface." And she starts laughing in his face, and he's like, "Oh shit!" oh man, it was definitely some damn funny movies in this movie. So let's go back to that place, and Star-Lord and Gamora is having like a little moment, and they're talking about the moments where they are together, and they call it the unspoken moments, where they're having, there's 2 or 3 of them where there's some unspoken moments where you obviously can feel the tension between them, the sexual tension between them, but she kind of refuses to pull back, and so that's, and he kind of calls her out on it, but she's having this funny feeling about what's actually going on. Why are we actually here? So she starts to get the feeling about it. Then they have a huge fight. She storms off, and when she's off, just thinking about whatever. Probably thinking about the fight that she had with Star-Lord. Her sister comes back and tries to kill her, and boy, does she fail miserably. I mean, she just fails miserably, and really, so Gamora, takes her down, but then and she's stuck in this fiery, ship, and so she tries to take her out, and she saves her, and then they just, and again like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of emotional moments. This is one of the emotional moments. She comes up and says, "I just wanted a sister. I just wanted a sister." And she talks about, earlier, she actually talked about with when she's on the ship, with the Ravagers trying to get a ship to go find them. She was talking about what happened, what Thanos did to her. Every time she would lose, Thanos would take something away with, her, and so that's why she's a lot of metal, a lot of things, metal in her head and metal on her arms, something like that. So I think that's why that's her little backstory, and who knows what's gonna happen with her. But yeah, and so then they have that little emotional moment, and then they kind of come back up together and be a team, and then they move out, and and actually they find like this grave of bodies and the skeletons, and they can't believe it. They gotta get off of this planet, and but by this time, it's kind of too late. You know, Kurt Russell, his father, has been talking to him and now put it into his family what he needs to do. You know, you're an immortal and you're a celestial. You are a god, and you need to do this. And we need to take over. We need to put some things on the planets and everything like that. And they talk about and then the thing that caused an audible groan in the theater, an audible groan in the theater. He talks about he's the one that gave his mother the tumor that killed her, and it was I mean, it was a shock. You just you didn't expect that, and boy, that pissed off Star-Lord, and he went with the guns and everything, and then all of a sudden we realized what it is. Now I realized beforehand, what it was, because when he said his name, Ego, right? So I've watched the Disney XD cartoons from the Avengers and Spider-Man and some other things like that, and the Hulk and the Agent of Smash. Watch that. I didn't when they said get into the Guardians of the Galaxy, whatever. But I know from those shows that Ego is a living plant, and so I knew that before when you said the name Ego. So I knew I knew who the villain was as soon as Kurt Russell said his name. His name was Ego. Ego is a living planet, and that's the big bad of the movie. It's Kurt Russell. It's Ego. It's the Star-Lord's father. And boy, and there was an epic battle at the end. I'll leave that alone. I won't let you know what rest of it went down, who passed away, or anything like that. That's for you to go out and find out and see. But it was an epic battle and an epic movie. Again, ending with some very touching and heartwarming things. Gotta be honest with you, cried a little bit. You can't help it. It's a very, very sad and touching moment at that. But all you need to know is that as you move on to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I think there are a couple new members of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think you guys will enjoy them, and I think it's going to be awesome. Let's talk about the cutscenes, or the credit scenes. There was only a few, not necessarily anything like that. There was one. Obviously, there was one for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The Sovereigns are obviously very upset that they were taken down by the Guardians of the Galaxy. So the High Priestess was talking about trying to do something, create something to someone. I think she said she was gonna call it the Atom. So, and then there was like this big picture of like a gold statue. I have no idea what the hell it was, but I'm sure that the Sovereigns are gonna be the big bad in Volume 3. Then they did a thing with what the hell, Groot and Star-Lord. And Groot's now grown bigger. It's almost like he's like a teenager now. He's teenager Groot, So, and he's talking about everything. And right now, the Star-Lord now, he's stayed with Groot long enough that he knows he can understand him. He goes, "I ain't Groot," and he get this like, and that look that teenagers give I am Groot. I am Groot. He's doing that by playing video games, just like any teenager does to their mother or father, this day and age, or probably even in the past too. Like the old school things, Paperboy. If you had that Paperboy game, and then you were sitting there playing, nothing, mom. So they probably all of that stuff. So that was another cutscene, and then the final cutscene, like I mentioned earlier, was Sylvester Stallone, Ving Rhames. It was a couple other folks, and Michelle Yeoh, and they were talking about going out and stealing something. So who knows? They could, maybe those guys could be the big bads of Volume 3. It could be like, not the big bad, but maybe it could be the semi bad of Volume 3, or maybe they could, like I said, they could just have a spin-off and have their own movie. Who knows? Maybe that scene is Jack, and it was just a little fun thing to do with the cameo, with the cameo people. Either way it goes, I was ready for it. I was ready for it. So if they want to do it, go ahead and do it. I'm ready for it. So now I will end this review with the with my rating, and I pretty much give it to you earlier. I said it's somewhere between 3.75 to 4 stars. And I think that's what it is. I think this movie is enjoyable, like every Marvel movie. I would say this: there was some people out there that maybe not as into the Marvel Cinematic Universe as I am. For me, these movies are unmissable, and I think that's not a word, but I'm saying it anyway. They're unmissable, and what I mean by that is that I need to go to the movie theater and watch each and every one of these Marvel movies so that I don't miss anything, because the way they have built this stuff up and it's just been totally amazing. And I think for me, I wasn't really into these movies. When it was, I think it was the Giants and the Patriots Super Bowl, right? Was when the first Avengers clip came out, and I was excited to see it. I said, I need to go see that, man. I need to go see the Avengers. And at that time, I was living with my uncle, and my uncle had Dish Network. I almost made a mistake and called it Dish Nation. No, it's Dish Network. And there was a thing on there called Epix Movie Channel. And they, before the Avengers movie came out, they had they showed the movies that led up to. They showed the Iron Man movie, they showed the Captain America movie, and they showed the Thor movie. And I was like, yes. So I watched those. I watched those on those three movies, and I was like, I did not see those three movies in the thing. Iron Man 2, Captain America, or Thor. I did not see those in the movie theater. So then, ever since then, when I saw the Avengers, so I had to be a part of this. I had to go. So then I've tried every time to go and watch each and every one of these movies. I did not see first Guardians of the Galaxy in the theater, but I've pretty much gone and seen every other movie in the MCU in the theater, and I hope to continue that. We got Homecoming coming up in July, and then we got Thor Ragnarok later on this year in November. And I hope to see those two. And then of course we got next year around this time, the Avengers Infinity War Part 1. So I cannot wait. And be honest with you, DC has kind of stepped up their game. I've seen Batman vs Superman last year in the movie theaters, and then they got me last year, and I think now some of these movies are going to be good. So I'm starting giving them a chance. I expect to see Wonder Woman in June, and then there's a Justice League movie, later on this year. Obviously, I was going to go see that anyway, but I want to go see that as well. So I think right now, even though Marvel has been doing this longer, and their record is a little bit better than the DC movies, I'm still going to go see Wonder Woman. I'm still going to go see the Justice League. I don't know anything about any Aquaman movie yet, or anything like that, or any Flash movie, something like that, because Flash is a TV show, so whatever, or any other movie. So we'll have to see. I think doing the Wonder Woman movie is good enough. Doing the Justice League movie good enough. They're gonna do another Batman movie. I think at least there was some I thought there was. I don't know. There's been some murmurs on the internet that maybe that won't happen. So we'll just have to see about that. But right now, I think I'm going to go see Wonder Woman, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Justice League, and Thor: Ragnarok. These are the next 4 movies this year that I really want to go see. So, but let me curl back really quick to what I was saying about these movies being unmissable. And my review, see, I feel like even if this was a 1-star movie, I'm calling it a 3 3/4 to 4-star movie. But even if this was a 1-star movie, this was bad, you still needed to see it. I think, if you are down with the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe and you enjoy what they're doing, because that's what it is. They're building an entire universe. So I think that you needed to see, even if these are not your favorite, characters. But we all have some characters that we like and characters that we don't like, something like that. For instance, I'm not a Doctor Strange guy. I'm not. But I went and saw Doctor Strange anyway, because I needed to see it because it's part of the cinematic universe. It's a great movie, damn good movie. So, what I'm talking about? It's something like that. Like if they decided to do, they're doing an Inhumans movie, right? Possibly, So I would go see the Inhumans movie, even though I'm not really big fans of the Inhumans or anything like that. And some other things too that if they were to go ahead and do these movies. Or anything like that, or even if like the Defenders or anything like that, like if Jessica Jones wasn't a Netflix show, if they did Jessica Jones the movie, I would have went and gone and seen it because it's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, I believe that the stuff that's on Netflix is a part of the cinematic universe, so it's just like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are. Although there's not too many things are going to cross over. I don't think you're gonna see like any of the movie stars, at least the big ones, on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or on the Marvel Netflix stuff. I don't think any of those are going to happen. But I do believe you might see the TV stars come and do some cameos in the 2 movies, the Infinity Wars Part 1 and 2. So I think that might happen. So that's why I call this unmissable, because they're building like a universe. They're doing something that's just never been done with superhero movies and things like that, and they don't seem to make a bad one, and it's totally awesome. It's just, Kevin Feige has just been great, and it's everything like that. Like I said, I'm having reservations about Thor Ragnarok. I really am, because of like the being reborn and all that other bullshit that they're talking about doing, anything like that. And I have no idea what Doctor Strange is a part of it, but whatever. So it's gonna be interesting to see, interesting to watch. Can't wait for the rest of the movies to come out. And this one again, I think if you are a big fan of the MCU, it's unmissable. But if you're not and you just want to see a good movie, I think this one would do a good action movie with some comedy, with some drama, with some emotion. This one's for you. Yeah. So finally, Guardians of the Galaxy gets 3 3/4 to 4 stars from me as a movie. I definitely think you should check it out. Alright, everybody, that's it for my review right now. This is your boy AJ Trip signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.